Where did it all start? Before the first leaf, before the first fin, before the first microbe, there was nothing alive. The Earth was a world of rock, water, and gas. Yet from this sterile landscape, something new emerged. A process began that would eventually coat the planet in a living film. This is the greatest mystery in all of science. It is the story of how non-living matter organized itself into the first living cell. We cannot travel back in time to witness this moment, but we can follow the chemical clues left behind. The journey is not one of magic, but of chemistry. This story is a puzzle with many pieces. We will assemble them one by one. We will see how simple chemicals present on the young Earth could have formed the building blocks of life. We will explore how these blocks could link together to carry information. We will understand how a simple boundary, a membrane, could form to hold these pieces together. This journey into the deep past is a quiet, patient investigation into our ultimate origins. 4 billion years ago, our planet was an alien world. The atmosphere was a thick haze of gases like carbon dioxide, nitrogen, water vapor. There was very little oxygen. The sun's ultraviolet radiation was intense, unfiltered by an ozone layer. Volcanoes constantly erupted, spewing gases and minerals onto the surface. The oceans were a global soup, rich in dissolved iron-leached elements from rocks. This harsh environment was the kitchen where life's first ingredients were cooked. The raw materials were simple, abundant chemicals. The energy came from many sources. Lightning was a constant feature, striking atmosphere and seas. Electrical discharges broke apart simple gas molecules, letting them recombine in new ways. The primordial kitchen of early Earth could produce a rich supply of life's essential parts. Once the Earth's oceans and pools were stocked with a variety of small, organic molecules, the next challenge arose. How could these simple letters be strung together into meaningful words and sentences? Life requires information. It needs a blueprint that can be stored copied to build the next generation. In modern cells, this job is handled by DNA, a complex and stable molecule. Proteins, in turn, are the machines that do the work of the cell, including copying the DNA. But this creates a paradox. You need proteins to make DNA, you need DNA to make proteins. Which came first? A compelling solution to this puzzle is the RNA world hypothesis. RNA, or ribonucleic acid, is a molecule closely related to DNA. It is a long chain made of nucleotide building blocks. Crucially, RNA is more versatile than DNA. Like DNA, it can store genetic information in the sequence of its nucleotides. But unlike DNA, some RNA molecules can also fold into complex three-dimensional shapes. In these shapes, they can act as enzymes. Section 4. A room of one's own. The first protocells. Information, catalysis are not enough. For life to begin, these crucial molecules needed to be contained. In the vastness of the early ocean, a self-replicating RNA molecule would be adrift. Its chemical products would simply float away, unable to help the parent molecule. Life requires a boundary, a separation from the outside world that keeps useful molecules together and harmful ones out. This is the role of the cell membrane. The formation of the first simple containers was therefore a critical step in the transition from a soup of chemicals to a cohesive living system. This first simple cell-like structure is what we call a protocell. The solution to this problem is elegant and surprisingly simple. It involves a class of molecules called lipids. Lipids are long molecules with a head that is attracted to water and a tail that is repelled by it. They form tiny hollow spheres called vesicles, splitting into smaller daughter vesicles. Section 5. The engine of life. Finding a power source. A protocell with a membrane and a replicating RNA molecule is a remarkable thing. But it is still missing one essential ingredient: energy. Life is an active process. It builds complex structures, copies information, and maintains its internal environment. All of these activities require a constant supply of power. A car without fuel will not run, and a cell without energy will quickly fall apart and die. Therefore, the first living systems must have found a way to tap into a reliable energy source from their environment. They needed to develop a simple metabolism, a way to harness energy to drive their internal chemistry. The early Earth was brimming with potential energy sources. The sun provided a powerful and constant flow of light energy. Chemical energy was also abundant. The atmosphere and oceans contained a mix of molecules that, when they reacted, would release energy. The challenge was not the availability of energy, but how to capture it and use it in a controlled way. One of the most promising ideas for the origin of metabolism centers on natural energy gradients. These gradients are, in effect, natural batteries. Section 6. Where did it happen? Vents pools. Possibilities with the key ingredients in place. Building blocks, information containment energy. The final question is one of location. Where on the early Earth did all these pieces come together? Scientists have proposed several compelling environments, each with pros and cons. The debate over life's cradle is one of the most active areas of research. Two leading candidates stand out. Deep-sea hydrothermal vents, shallow, warm little ponds. Each location offers a plausible setting for abiogenesis. Deep-sea hydrothermal vents are fissures on the ocean floor where hot water erupts. Alkaline hydrothermal vents are particularly intriguing, not violent black smokers. Gentler porous rock towers, many tiny compartments inside those towers. Natural chemical and temperature gradients could power early metabolism. Vents are a compelling all-in-one model. Section 7. From Chemistry to Life, a story of wonder. We have traveled a long and winding path from a sterile planet to the threshold of life. The story, when broken down, is one of simple logical steps. It begins in a primordial kitchen. Energy from lightning, energy from sunlight. These energies cooked simple chemicals into organic building blocks. These blocks, like letters of an alphabet, began to link together. A versatile molecule, RNA, emerged. RNA could store information. RNA could do chemical work. RNA solved the chicken and egg problem. Which came first? DNA, proteins. This marked the dawn of heredity and molecular selection. Informational molecules found shelter inside tiny bubbles of fat. The bubbles formed spontaneously in water. We gain a deeper appreciation for the elegant chemical inevitability of life on a generative planet like ours.